Hey guys, how are you here from the Art Gear Guide? Thanks very much for joining me today. Well, as you can see here, I have a review of the brand new Derwent Lightfast Colored Pencils. I've obviously been really excited to share this review with you. I've had these pencils now for quite some time, although not this set. This set is the official set that has come out. Prior to this set coming out, I was given a 36 set, which was kind of like just bundled up with loose pencils that they obviously had, because there were some duplicates in it and that type of thing. And with that particular set, I done a speed drawing using the pencils for you, just giving you a demonstration and stuff like that, which I'll get into later on in the review. But this is the final set, the 36 set that Derwent have done all the testing with, and I'll go through all of this in a second as well, because Derwent have done an absolutely extensive amount of testing with these pencils to make sure that they are delivering 100% light fast pencils, which is just fantastic. And I was doing my written review and I was thinking to myself, I think Derwent are by far one of the hardest working companies with regards to listening to their customers, listening to colored pencil art groups, that type of thing, and trying to implement the requests or the mistakes that people think they're making, or whatever it is that customers are feeding back to them. I think Derwent are possibly one of the hardest working companies to please their customers and to make sure that they are getting the feedback from their customers and implementing it in their products. Let's not forget, Derwent only released the Pro Color not that long ago. They were an excellent pencil in my opinion, but a lot of people said that their Lightfast rating wasn't up to scratch, wasn't as powerful as what people were hoping it to be. A lot of that was quashed whenever people understood the blue wool scale, because there's two scales of Lightfast testing, the blue wool and the ASTM D691. So these two testing scales that are available they're very complicated and they're very difficult to understand. I've been researching them for the past 3 or 4 months, talking to different people that are in the business of this, and the conflicting information I've been getting back is really, really complicated and hard to put together. But nevertheless, I'll go through all of that later on. So here it is. This is a 36 set. Now, in terms of sets, at the minute, and it's important that you bear this in mind, there are only 36 pencils. 36 is the largest set. There's a set of 12 and a set of 24. But this 36 set is the largest set. Now, Derwent are going to be adding more pencils to this range throughout 2019. And although I haven't asked Derwent this, I am pretty much guessing that the reason why they have released this set now is because the other colours that they have been testing haven't been up to 100% light fastness. These are the colours that's in this set now are the colours that are 100% light fast, and so they've gone with that. The process, whatever the process is, in order to make a pigment 100% light fast, is obviously taking longer or more difficult for other pigments, and the testing maybe takes longer, and so that's why I am guessing that Derwent are going to be introducing more pigments throughout 2019. Now, the sum total of the pencils I am assuming will be 72. I'm not 100% sure. But the first information pack that I got through had a 72 set on it and a price list. So I'm guessing, that's why I say I'm guessing that that's what the end product is going to be for the Derwent Lightfast pencils. So don't be downhearted and thinking, oh, just 36, because this 36 palette in any case is a really, really nice selection of pencils that they've done. I would say that this 36 pencil selection is really well balanced towards wildlife artists, portrait artists and landscape artists. I think the other colours, whenever they're introduced, to make it up to 72 will obviously then widen the genre of art that a colour pencil artist will be able to use these pencils for. But at the minute, it is a limited palette, but you are getting 100% Lightfast pencils. So you got to bear that in mind. Like I said, with the Pro Color, one of the biggest gripes was the Lightfast ratings. That has now been covered. Nobody can now kind of like be unhappy with the Lightfast ratings on this. Derwent have always used the blue wool scale. For these pencils, they've used this the ASTM is predominantly an American system. I know that these pencils went to Arizona for testing. I know that the ASTM company that they used for testing was in America as well. So I know that Derwent have gone to great lengths to get these pencils tested. Every single pencil is, like I say, 100% Lightfast. But let's take a look at the pencils themselves, and we'll have a look at the characteristics of them. So as you can see here, it's kind of like there's a very natural feel to the pencil. It's a very beautiful looking pencil. It's a maple wood pencil. You can see the grain running through it here. Really, really nice balance on it. If you're working from the core to the tip, the information that's printed on this barrel is printed in kind of like a deep navy blue. And so we start off here with Made in Britain. Then working on down, we have Derwent Lightfast, so the name of the company and the actual name of the pencil. Then right at the very end here, we have the pigment color. And right beside that, we have the Lightfast rating, which is on all of the pencils, LF1. I do have a Lightfast rating chart over on my written review, so you can go across and take a little look at that, and it'll explain a little bit more about the Lightfast ratings. And as with all Derwent pencils, they have this unique flash at the end of it with this kind of like diagonal band. All the pencils have this diagonal band, but they all have their own unique colour. And it separates the barrel from the actual pigment identification flash on the very end here. With the Derwent Lightfast pencils, it's just kind of like deep navy blue, same as what's on the print in here. And then we have the flash here at the very end. Now the core is a 4mm core, and it's an 8mm barrel, and it's a beautiful pencil to work with. One important thing to note here is that this is Derwent's very first oil-based pencil. Now, every pencil that they've done prior to this have been wax-based or they've been water-soluble. So I think that, you know, when a company goes into something for the first time, it is quite a bold move. It's quite, I'm not saying that Derwent don't know what they're doing, because I'm sure they, you know, of course they do. But nevertheless, when you go into something for the very first time, there's got to be that kind of, you know, that worry that everything's surrounded it, making sure that you've got everything right as it's a new product. And so I think it's very brave of Derwent to go into this. Like I said, they've always done water soluble or wax based pencils, so it's an area of colour pencils that they've always been very comfortable with. This now is fantastic for the customer, because again, striving to make sure that they are keeping their customers happy, they have now introduced this oil-based pencil, which obviously gives the customers a wider range of variety in colour pencils. So you've got your oil-based, your wax-based, your water-soluble, and your ink-tense pencils as well, because although they're water-soluble, they're not kind of like watercolours. I'll leave the pricing, and if you go over to the Art Gear Guide, you'll see the list of the pricing. I don't want to mention the pricing here on the video because it could be subject to change later on, you know, next year or something like that. And if it changes, it's much easier to do that on the video, or on the blog rather than the video. So I'm going to show you the set that I was sent originally. And you will be able to see here the difference in colours. And obviously the colours that are in this set are colours that didn't quite make the grade. But they could be colours that might be coming later on down the line. I'm guessing that there's certain pigments that just are more difficult than others to make Lightfast. So as you can see here, this set here, it's a much more colourful set. You can see straight off there, but there's a lot of duplicates in this, which was the reason why on the drawing that I done, I had to add 1 or 2 Pro Color pencils to it as well. And the good thing about having to do that was it gave me an indication as to how the Derwent Lightfast work alongside the Pro Color, because obviously the Pro Color is a wax-based pencil, and the both of them worked absolutely beautiful together. There was no issues whatsoever. There was just nothing. But this was the set here that was originally sent to me, so you can see there the different colors. And some of these colors obviously didn't make the grade in terms of the Lightfast testing, which is obviously why they're going to be introducing extra colors in 2019. So I've done a swatch here. You can see the swatch there. All the colors that's in the official 36 set are on here, with the exception of the white one, just because I couldn't get it. You can see that if I had to really dig down and pick one criticism about this set of pencils, because having used them, having done a proper drawing with them and stuff like that, I absolutely love them. I think they are absolutely fantastic. I'll go through more about that in the performance related end of these pencils in a second. But if I had to dig down and pick out one thing that could have been done differently, it would be this. But at the same time as picking this fault, I'll probably give you an answer as to the reason why it wasn't done like this. So as you can see here, this is this shade here is called Nightshade. This is violet, and this is blue violet. These colors are very, very similar. They're not exactly the same, but they are very similar. And there's only one red in the set, so it would have been nice to have maybe another red, or maybe a lighter green, because the greens that are in here are beautiful olives and darker greens, but there's not a light green. So it would have been nicer if that could have been changed. You can see here as well the two darker greens, the racing green and the mallard green. Again, they're very similar, and maybe keeping one of those in and putting a different pigment in. And then as well here you can see that this is midnight black and this is black. Now this is I think this is possibly the best black pencil that I have seen out of all the pencils I've used. It's a really dark, rich black. So maybe getting rid of the midnight black and putting another pigment in there. But now I'm going to answer my own question. So it's, I think that the reason why they didn't do that was because there wasn't any other colors that they could get 100% light fast, plus tested, plus, everything done within the time period that they were announcing these pencils. So I think that's probably the reason why the colors are the way they are. And also, if they do plan on obviously adding additional colors to it, then these are the colors that are going to be in the 72 set in any case, so it makes little difference whether they're here now or not. I've also added some colors to some black paper here. So you can see here, this is like a sun yellow. This is the sun yellow. This is scarlet. This is mid ultramarine. Then there's this beautiful wheat color. And then we have the white. Now the white is just gorgeous. Derwent doing fantastic white in the drawn white, the Chinese white that they do. And this color now, this particular white, with it being an oil-based white, is no different. It's a really nice, creamy, rich white, very opaque. So in terms of blending, layering, that type of thing, a lot of you have already used oil-based pencils, and these pencils layer fantastic, really, really nice. There's no kind of like, I find sometimes with oil-based pencils you can get kind of like a gloopiness, a gloopy, sticky consistency, not like a wax bloom. It's different. You don't get that with this. As you can see here, they also the pencils sharpen remarkably well. I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to sharpen these pencils using two different sharpeners. This one here is kind of like my go-to handheld, if you like. So I'll take this sun yellow and sharpen it in here. The pencils, they they get a really nice point, and considering how soft and creamy they are whenever you lay them down on the paper, the point is sticks around for quite a while. You know, it doesn't fade really quickly or run down or anything like that. Like I say, considering how soft it is. So you can see there, it's you can get a really nice point on that. And obviously using my trusty Derwent Super Point sharpener. I'll pick another color here. Let's go for this mid ultramarine. This is a beautiful shade of blue. This, hopefully. Okay, there you go. Let me just move this down again. So there you go. You can see there that the super point is fantastic with the pencils. I'm not going to show you any blending or anything like that, because in the drawing that I've done, you'll be able to see the blending techniques and stuff like that I used. But the drawing, I just want to explain a little bit about the drawing. The reason why I chose that particular drawing, it's a drawing of Peter Rabbit. For all of you that may not know, Beatrix Potter was the author of the Peter Rabbit kids books, and she spent she was born in London, I think, or lived in London, but she spent the later part of her life in the Lake District, not far from Keswick actually, which is where Derwent is located. Whenever we go there as a family on holiday, we stay in Keswick, and we always used to take the kids up to Beatrix Potter her house, because it's open to the public, where you can see a lot of her artwork and stuff like that on display. And so I just thought, what a fitting bit of artwork to do for these pencils. You know, Derwent are releasing this beautiful new pencil, and so I just thought I might as well do something that is close to the Lake District, and so I chose this this drawing of Beatrix Potter's Peter Rabbit. What I will say about this set is, as well, I think there's one or two colours in it are very kind of reminiscent of some of the colours that are in the Derwent drawing range, like this Ruby Earth. I think Ruby Earth is in there. I know Wheat is in there as well, so that's a really nice colour that I like in that set as well. Chocolate as well. And I think there's Heather as well. I'm nearly sure this Heather colour is in there. But all in all, the palette, like I say, although it's not as extensive as what a colour pencil artist would like, you do have to bear in mind and keep in the back of your head that more colours are going to be introduced to this. But Derwent obviously want to make sure that every single pencil is 100% light fast. It's ready for the customer, and so these pencils, these other colours, taking it up to 72, obviously just weren't ready, but they wanted to get this set out to 36. So, like I said about the light fast test, I have a chart over on the Art Gear Guide. You can go across there. That will explain the light fast test in a little bit more, give you a little bit more in depth on it. This little booklet comes with the set as well, and it goes through the light fast testing that has been done, why it was done, and how to maintain a high level of light fastness, because obviously it's all very well and good having a 100% light fast test or a 100% light fast pencil, but if you're using non-archival paper and things like that, and you're using a lot of odorless mineral spirits, because I know that sometimes, after speaking to some of these companies that do the blue wool and the ASTM scale, I got conflicting results on that, whether odorless mineral spirits actually dilutes the light fastness of a pencil. I was told that it did with one company, and I was told it didn't with another company, but the other company that said no, it doesn't, they said, just to be on the safe side, make sure that your final layer is just a layer of pencil and not that you don't use the odorless mineral spirits, and that will maintain the light fastness. But the reason why I'm talking so much about light fastness is obviously because that is the biggest issue about these pencils. That was the biggest issue about the Pro Color that a lot of people didn't really like, and I think Derwent have obviously completely quashed that problem now. I think this pencil really ticks all the boxes in terms of what a colour pencil artist wants. It has the light fast rating on the barrel. It has the pigment name on the barrel. They are light fast, 100% light fast as well. So every pencil in this set, and when the remaining pencils come, you're going to be able to do commissioned work with them. You're not going to have to pick out certain colours that just aren't going to be able to cut it. You're going to be able to use every single pencil, and that was what Derwent's aim was with these pencils. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. I think that's everything I need to say. Don't forget, go across, see the speed drawing that I've done, and you'll get a good understanding of the blending and the demonstration that I used on that. And thank you so much for watching this video. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. That's the best way of being kept up to date with when these new reviews come out, that type of thing. And if you go across to the Art Gear Guide, I will have a full written review of the Derwent Lightfast. It has a little bit more information, a little bit more in depth about, like I say, the testing of the pencils, that type of thing. You'll be able to see some high definition images of the swatches that I've done as well, so you can see all that over there. And of course the prices will be over there as well. I know I didn't really talk about the prices on the video, but I've already explained the reason why I don't do that, because the pricing changes all the time, throughout time, and it's just easier for me to have it on the blog, the written blog, and I can change it as and when is needed. Okay guys, thanks very much. Look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.